Okay, I've had some requests to explain how you use this spray on hair color. The best way to use it, because needless to say I've used it extensively, so I've gotten a little bit of experience and found out some tips, so I'm going to go over those real quick. First thing you do though is take some caffeine. With lots of water, because that'll help keep the hairspray from emulsifying in your system. Now these come in various different colors. Today I'm using blue. Next key, wear something that you don't mind getting it on. See, look, I already used this one before. Especially the glitter is going to get everywhere. And then shake it like crazy. Besides the hairspray, there's two things you're going to want to have on hand when you do this. One is a mirror, and the other is hair dryer. And you should also have plenty of light. So, now we're going to move on to the actual spraying it on part. Okay, as you can see, I got plenty of light. I got my hairspray, which I'm continuously shaking. It has to be really shook up or it's going to come out in these liquidy speckles that'll just kind of smear on your hair. It looks yucky. And I got my hair dryer. And since I'm going to be sitting down like this, I'm going to move the camera again, because I can't plan very well when I get it ready. Alright, that's a pretty good shot. You can see the top of my head. Okay, what you want to do is use good low, light coats. Don't just spray the whole can on there or it's going to run all down the side of your head and stuff. And what I do is while I'm spraying it, I also blow dry it like this. That way I try to keep it dry as I go so it doesn't get all globby and wet. Okay, and be ready for it to get like on the side of your head and stuff. You're just going to have to go through and wash that off later. The worst part is the glitter. And try to keep a look at the back of your head if you don't have somebody helping you, because it's generally the hardest part of your head to see. You see? For example, see, look, I didn't get it as good on the back here. So there's a big brown spot right about here that I'm going to try to cover. I can feel my can is practically empty. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and use up the rest of this can just to make it more blue, just remember to do it in layers and make sure to blow dry it. Okay, now when you're done with that, part, getting it all sprayed on there, go ahead and take more caffeine, because that's going to keep the color and the glitter from adhering to parts like that you don't want on there. That's what's going to do. Now you can see all that glitter in there. I really don't want the glitter that much, so after it's good and dry, I do like this, and it has a tendency to powder the glitter out of there. And then after you go through it and you got it the way you want it, it's a good idea to spike it before you spray it blue though. Hold on. Just because it's hard to spike afterwards. If you use like a styling gel and try to spike it, you're gonna rub off the color. So what I do is, after it's good and dry and spiky, and then I paint it blue, then I use a super holding hairspray like this stuff, okay, to just make sure that it doesn't move for the rest of the day. This stuff will wash out, you know, but it'll also kind of laminate that color in there. It makes your hair basically like fine ceramic and further adds to the inhalant buzz that you've got going by this time. But you don't want to put it on too thick, you know, so it gets wet and the color rubs out. Alright, that's good for that part, I think. And the last thing that you want to do when you're all done, you see like my head is blue here? See that? The tops of my ears are going to be blue too. Now, what I was going to do this time too is stuff toilet paper in my ears to keep the stuff from getting back inside your ears, because it will later. You clean it out with a Q-tip, you'll find out what I mean. And when you blow your nose, it's going to come out blue and glittery. But I didn't want to, since I was going to be doing the video. I wanted to be able to hear what I was doing. So I didn't this time. But ordinarily, I'm going to start doing that. I can feel it all in there. So what you're going to do is go ahead and go in the bathroom and wash up. Okay, there. Now a lot of the glitter, as you can see, you're just going to have to learn to live with. But can you see that? That's from a preliminary scrub of my ear. There, you're going to end up getting more of that out, especially if you go way back in there. Okay. Now I had some things in mind I was going to say, but I can't remember it now. It's probably effective breathing, that hairspray. So you should use it in a well ventilated area. And see, should use it in a well ventilated area, and probably stuff things in your ears like I was planning on doing, but just didn't get around to this time. And that's what you end up with. With that freeze hold, you end up with like a kind of a glass effect on your hair. And from my experience, you see that all the kids think it's really cool, the little kids, and all the people who are like your age or older think it's stupid. But it all depends on what you think and how you feel. And now you know how to use that spray on hair color. And I get it from Walmart, by the way, in the birthday party stuff. You know, where they have like the Incredibles paper plates and the Ratatouille streamers. That's where you're going to find it. It's like $1.95 for a can. And usually takes like a full can on the color of hair like mine. But if you're a blonde, you probably get away with less. If you want a good even color anyways. Because the first time I used it, I only used half a can, and it kind of made my hair green. But nowhere near like this. So I go with a full can. But with the orange yesterday I had to use 2 cans because it's such a light color, I guess. So now you got a little bit of information to go on, and you can do like me and get out there and experiment with it. But first I'm going to go outside for a while and get some fresh air. Go ahead and take more caffeine.